There is a version of every car mechanic's career that never shows up on a resume. It is not measured in years worked. It is measured in the exact moment someone stops being told what to do and starts being the one everyone else asks. Most people outside the trade think a mechanic is a mechanic. One job, one paycheck, one skill level for life. That is not even close to true. There are distinct levels here, and the gap between the bottom and the top is not thousands of dollars. It is hundreds of thousands. Most guys get stuck 3 rungs up and never realize there were 4 more above them. Let's climb the whole ladder. Level 1 is the apprentice, sometimes called a lube tech or a tech A. This is where almost everyone starts, and it is rougher than people expect. You are doing oil changes, tire rotations, brake pads, the repetitive stuff nobody else wants. Pay sits low, often close to minimum wage plus a small commission. The real work happening here is not under the car. It is in your head. You are building muscle memory, learning how a shop actually runs, and getting comfortable being corrected in front of other people. This stage filters people hard. A lot of people picture themselves diagnosing engine failures on day 1, and instead, they spend a year handing tools to someone else and sweeping floors between jobs. The ones who quit here almost always quit for the same reason. They mistake slow progress for no progress. The ones who stay treat this stage as tuition they are getting paid to attend, instead of school debt they are paying to attend. Here is the part that changes everything, and it happens quietly. Somewhere in year 2 or 3, a tech stops just following steps and starts understanding why the steps exist. That shift is the entire difference between level 1 and level 2. Level 2 is the certified technician, and this is where a career actually starts looking like a career. In the United States, this usually means picking up ASE certifications, tests that prove you actually know your specialty, whether that's engine repair, electrical systems, or brakes. Each certification is a key that opens a slightly bigger paycheck and a slightly harder job. Pay at this stage climbs meaningfully, often landing in the $50,000 to $70,000 range depending on region and specialty, and technicians here start choosing a lane. Some go deep into diagnostics. Some specialize in transmissions or electrical work, which tend to pay the most because so few people are willing to learn them. This is also where the first ceiling shows up, and almost nobody warns you about it. You can become extremely good at fixing cars and still hit a wall, because the shop only pays you for hours turned, not for how smart you've become. A technician who diagnoses a problem in 20 minutes gets paid the same as one who takes 2 hours, unless the pay structure changes with them. That is the quiet trap of level 2. Skill keeps growing. Income growth slows down and eventually flattens, no matter how good your hands get. Which raises the real question nobody in the shop says out loud. If getting better at the actual work stops moving the needle on your paycheck, what does move it? The answer sits at the next level, and it has almost nothing to do with wrenches. Level 3 is the master technician, sometimes carrying the title of shop foreman or lead tech. This is the ceiling of pure, hands-on skill. At this stage, a mechanic can diagnose almost anything, train junior techs, and handle the jobs nobody else in the shop wants to touch. Pay tops out higher here, often reaching into the $80,000 or $90,000 range at a busy, well-run shop, sometimes more with the right specialty and location. On paper, this looks like the finish line. It isn't. Here's the quiet fork nobody talks about. A master technician has 2 paths in front of them, and most people never realize they're standing at a crossroads until years after they've already picked one without meaning to. Path 1 is staying purely hands-on. You keep turning wrenches, keep being the best diagnostic mind in the building, and keep trading hours for dollars, just at a higher rate than before. It's respectable work, and plenty of people do it happily for their whole career. But the math doesn't change. There are still only so many hours in a day, and your income is still tied to your own 2 hands being physically present and physically working. Path 2 is where the real shift happens. And it's uncomfortable because it means stepping back from the exact skill that got you here. This is the move into leadership, into managing other technicians, scheduling jobs, and thinking about the shop as a system instead of a series of individual repairs. A lot of great mechanics resist this because it feels like giving something up. In a way, it is. You trade some hands-on time for something that scales, and scale is the entire secret hiding behind Level 4. Level 4 is ownership, and it looks completely different from every level before it. A shop owner isn't paid for fixing cars anymore. They're paid for building something that keeps running, whether they personally show up or not. That's a strange, uncomfortable transition for someone who spent 15 years being valued for exactly how good their hands were. Suddenly, the value comes from hiring well, managing cash flow, marketing the shop, and making sure 5 or 10 technicians are productive at the same time. A single shop owner can realistically clear well over $100,000 a year once the business is established, and multi-location owners push that number several times higher. But the honest truth is that a lot of owners actually make less than their best master technicians in the first couple of rough years, because building the system costs money before it pays it back. And there's a version above even that, one most people never picture when they imagine a car mechanic's career. Specialist consultants, trainers, and shop efficiency experts who take everything they learn turning wrenches and sell that knowledge instead of their labor. They get paid for judgment, not hours. That's the real ceiling of this entire trade. And it has nothing to do with how fast you can pull an engine. So here's the whole ladder laid out plainly. Apprentices trade time for tiny pay while they learn. Certified techs trade skill for a real paycheck until skill alone stops moving the number. Master technicians hit the ceiling of what hands can earn and have to choose whether to keep climbing with their hands or start climbing with their mind instead. And owners stop getting paid for fixing cars altogether and start getting paid for building something that doesn't need them in the room to keep running. That's the part almost nobody sees from outside a shop. The same person can be a mechanic their entire life and end up in wildly different financial worlds, not because of how hard they worked, but because of which fork they chose once the ceiling showed up. If you had to guess, which level do you think most technicians get stuck at and never move past? Drop your answer in the comments, because the fork most people miss isn't a lack of skill. It's simply not knowing the next level exists. If this gave you a clearer picture of where you or someone you know stands on that ladder, subscribe and stick around, because the next video breaks down exactly how the top earners make that final jump.